Got to make a quick adjustment over here. Yeah, there we go. It's not New Music Friday. It's New Music Tyler, the Creator. New album, Don't Tap on the Glass. I've not heard it yet. I've not listened to it. Let's just give it a listen together, and I'm sure all of you have heard it, or many of you have. But again, it'll be the first time for me as far as a full listen goes. Let's put on the first track, Big Poe. See what it's got. Here we go. Boom, bam.
Welcome. Number 1. Body movement.
Shit up. I don't consent. I don't give fucks. You on my dick, nigga. Get up.
Edgy Tyler making a reappearance, returning with a vengeance. The nasty fucking cream pie line, the light skin lines. Okay, all right. If you don't like it, it's not his problem. Okay, all right. Tyler the Edgelord. What is this goofy inflection he's doing? Like, did you just come up with this? Did Tyler instruct him to do this? This has got to be the silliest inflection I've ever heard Pharrell use on a track.
I got a bunch of wolves. They are down there.
Okay. Strong start. Fun start. I mean, I'll say this, like, do I feel like he's, maybe trying a little bit too hard to come off grating and abrasive on the lyrical side, like more than he really needs to? Yeah, kinda. But I still do like what it seems like he's going for stylistically on this. Like, you do kind of have those trademark Tyler production blueprints with the synthesizers and just like the bass and the distortion, the production quality. And, I use quality in like quotes because it's obviously rough around the edges in a very kind of purposeful way. And thank you. I think my head looks great as well. The Che review is out too. That's true. You guys will have to peep that after. It feels like something almost like from the Cherry Bomb era in terms of like just how nasty the vibe is and the production is overall. Like the overall sound of this track, and obviously this is just the opener. It sounds even dirtier than some of the nastiest moments on Call Me If You Get Lost, honestly. But even though that nastiness, that dirtiness that this whole thing is caked in is there, simultaneously the drum loop, the hey, and the jump, it is like all reminiscent of certain tags and routines and references to like some late 80s, early to mid 90s hip hop. That I really like that he's sort of incorporating these ideas when he's kind of tributing a golden age without making it feel too nostalgic. He's trying to elicit an era of hip hop when there was more of an emphasis on body movement. And but is seemingly careful about doing it in a way to where it doesn't sound like I'm just going to do a nostalgia thing, which is cool. I don't think Tyler is typically a very nostalgic guy. There's not really a whole lot of, I think, stylistic nostalgia embodied in his work. So it's kind of cool to hear him do something that's actively so far, between this and Stop Playing With Me that I heard earlier, a bit of a throwback, but it doesn't sound old. But I guess, we'll continue to see whether or not that continues to be the case. On the next track, Sugar on My Tongue. Let's give this one a listen. Here we go. Boom. Okay, like off the bat, this is like a really quirky synth pop groove out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure he's going to do his thing on it rap wise, but this is like a really like old school, like if this really does go in a true blue hip hop direction, it's going to feel almost like a dawn of the 80s electro, maybe early Africa Bambaataa thing. This is kind of nuts.
I sit down there till I said, girl, I'm dead. Tell your mama, tell them what, tell your mama.
Hold on a second. I like that. Let me run that back again. Hold on. So is that literally like? That's a really cool. Is that? I wonder if that's a sample of like one knock on a table, on a door, or if that's like a full sample, like. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It sounds really tight and synced up. It could just be like one single knock, maybe on a glass. Yeah, maybe on a glass. So again, could be on like some piece of wood. It's a really peculiar sound, but it works in the beat really well. Yeah, that went into more of a straight up synth funk direction than I thought it would off the bat. I'm kind of seeing what maybe some people have been saying on social media in terms of like critiquing the vocals a little bit. Yeah, Tyler singing famously is like not the greatest in the world in terms of like holding a pitch or anything, but like this is about the level of skill that I enjoyed on Igor. And I think he does a good job of kind of like covering his vocals in production that simultaneously feels a little woozy and weird and kooky and off kilter too. So it kind of complements the vocals not being absolutely perfect. Yeah, this almost felt like like a throwback new wave, almost Rick James combo, in terms of just like the sexiness of it, the slickness of it. But then on top of it, you have that kind of like weirdo left field Tyler the Creator twist to it. That again feels new, feels current, and prevents it from just kind of turning into an exercise in nostalgia. But yeah, this one was fun. I think I still preferred the opener, but that was still a fun track. All right. Let's continue. Yeah. And the vocals the vocals are expressive. That is true. I will give them that. Let's listen to Sucker Free. Here we go.
It's that Eastside hot dog ride down El Segundo, the PCA shit. Some hoes in here, our future Wolfgang, all the bros in here. You niggas bums, you never really figured it out.
Okay. Pause. Favorite so far. This is great. This is fantastic. Verse is funny. He's almost got a bit of a Vince Staples inflection to his voice, the way he's pronouncing some of his words. Solid flow. I despite what I just said about critiquing the singing a little bit, I fucking love the chorus vocals. I love the chorus vocals. The harmonies, the chord progression, everything. Just some classic synth funk R&B shit from back in the day. This is really nice. And, once again, feels like a throwback, but not stale. Liking this a lot. It's looking backwards, but still quirky and modern, like Tyler's style should keep it. I love the delivery switch. What the fuck? He's like a little goblin now. This is his goblin flow. It's his literal goblin flow.
All that street talk corny about rats, bro. You are good.
Great stuff. Fun G-funk vibes. Definitely the kind of thing artists like Chromeo and Dame Funk have been carrying the torch for years. And really cool to hear Tyler jumping in on it so well on this track. Killer. Love this one. Favorite so far. Next track's kind of a shorty. Momma. The one take on this album that I feel like I have heard very consistently about it is that this song is too short and it's a crime against humanity that it's as short as it is. I guess we'll see if I agree with that. Here we go.
Bro, I'm in my feelings. Bro. I had to change your heart and then I popped out on your man's fam.
Okay, to stop it there. Okay, so I just said that take that I said. I just repeated that take that I repeated. I feel like to have that opinion, you would have to completely ignore the fact that it's a transition. Like, what was that not a transition? And it was a good transition. I love how, it continued that plinky, sort of sounded like almost like a guitar tone, that bing, 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 like slid right in there perfectly. Even stuck to, kind of that cartoony background ad-lib voice where it's like, he's a weird, bro. He's a weird. Like it builds tension for the the banger. Just seems like a well-placed tension builder to me. Another terrible Twitter take. It's all I can say.
Snapping like doo-wop. Really got to
Let me run it back from the start there.
playing with me. Fuck you and your dreams. Stop playing with me. Fuck you and the kids. Stop playing with me.
Okay. No, good single. I enjoyed it. I mean, I do think there were definitely like some filler bars in there, some moments where I think Tyler was just kind of like hoping that the hype and enthusiasm of his voice would kind of like, you know, carry the vocal passages. Not his best verses so far on the album, but you know, I love the beat. I sort of, you know, just kind of wish maybe he went like full B-boy anthem with it, because the drum beat is there. The drum beat is totally fucking there. And I feel like the bass could have been doing something. I mean, I love the fullness of it, of the track. I love how fat and compressed and saturated it all sounds. But like, I think the bass could have been doing something maybe a little bit more interesting other than just like, that really would have like, because it's a dance record. Got to be dancing to it. And, you know, bass really kind of helps you guide through the groove, you know? So, you know, something a little bit more funky, I think would have been in order. Something like that. But outside of that, it's still a fun track. It's still a bop. It's still a bop. Let's hear Ring, Ring, Ring. Here we go.
I hope you good. I hope you well. I hope you lit.
Yeah, definitely a little, some classic synth-funk vibes there, some disco vibes there, little Mike, I would say as well, but it's still grimy. Still pretty grimy in left field and off kilter. I would say so far that's probably my second favorite track. Favorite so far, Sucker Free and that. Then I would say probably Big Poe and then Stop Playing With Me. I think that's how I'd rank them so far. Let's continue. We got 4 more left. Don't Tap the Glass / Tweakin'. Let's see what this one's got. But that was a great track. I like that one a lot. All right, here we go. Boop. Zap again. Zap influences there. Yeah. No, I can see that. All right, here we go.
Hey. Don't tap that glass, baby.
I love how like the clunky hand percussion that is kind of cycling through the track sounds like a fucking, and even some of the synth patches too sound like fucking Casio presets. Like what the fuck? Really cool, like a Bay Area twerk anthem, but it's so nasty, it's so lo-fi, it's so cluttered in a way that's just so Tyler.
Don't tap that glass. Don't tap that glass. Don't tap that glass. Don't tap the glass. Bitch, I'm tweaking.
Okay. I think that's my second favorite track now. Now my top 3 is Sucker Free, title track, Ring, Ring, Ring. That's my top 3 now. Damn. Yeah, again, start off with kind of a Bay Area sound, ended like a kind of a standard Tyler rap banger, but it feels like he's experimenting, worrying less about his lyrics and just kind of experimenting more with just like weird inflections and catchy refrains and so on and so forth. And I appreciate it. You know, it's he's still making something that's sticky. So sounds good. Bopperino. Holy shit. All right. Let's hear the next one. Don't You Worry, Baby. Top 3 finna change when you hear the last tracks. I hope so. I want the album to get better. I want it to get better. I don't want to hear a drop off. Let's hear it. Don't You Worry, Baby. Boom. Iceman Drizzy Drake. Thank you, Drake. Iceman, you know, Drake, I am, look at, we've had our differences in the past, our cookie recipes, you know, but I am still looking forward to your new album. I'm still very much looking forward to your new album. And I'm looking forward to reviewing it, looking forward to hearing it. And I think it's going to be interesting. Beef squashed. There is, and there has been no beef between Drake and I. We've had our differences, and Drake has his opinions of me, which he's entitled to. And I have my opinions of him and his behaviors and his actions and things that he's done, you know. But at the end of the day, as informed as my opinion may be, I am still but an outsider viewing things from my own perspective. I'm not the man himself. You know, I'm not in his shoes. I don't know what's going through his head day to day. I don't know the obstacles that he has to overcome and the issues that he struggles with. I don't know the reason for all of his motivations with any given thing, you know? So, I mean, I can only speak to what does or does not look or sound above board from my own point of view, and you can agree, you can disagree, and it's whatever. But you know, it's still at the end of the day, whatever criticisms I have, it's not personal. It's just my own point of view about somebody who exists in a world that it is my job to call my own perception of balls and strikes within the music world. And that's it. It's not not personal. If it wasn't Drake I was talking about, it would be somebody else in the world of music, you know, because I just cover music, and covering music means covering the musicians who make it. So there you go. Don't You Worry, Baby. Let's give it a listen. Let's do it. Boom. Nice. Oh man, that's kind of another hard one. I don't know if it's going to be in my top 3. I don't know if that beats Ring, Ring, Ring. It's close. Again, the singing is a little off in the same way it was on Igor, but it's kind of like off in a cute, endearing way. And again, it's like you have that bit of a freestyle vibe, like somebody was saying earlier. Bit of a throwback R&B vibe too. And you know, a vintage like 90s R&B flavor to it as well. You know, somebody mentioned My Boo in chat. I mean, that's obviously what I was kind of, you know, referencing when I hopped on the mic there for a second. It does have a tiny smidge of a Ghost Town DJ's energy to it, which, I mean, I actually will say, I do feel like Ghost Town DJ's My Boo, it is one of the few tracks I would probably call a perfect song. It is like a perfect song. I dream of you. Like that track is perfecto. Track is per fucking fecto. So I feel like anybody kind of grabbing a bit of that magic and making it work for themselves is most definitely onto something. So I'm glad Tyler's tapped in as he's tapping on the glass with Don't You Worry, Baby. That was another banger. That was another bop. All right. I'll Take Care of You. Second to last track on the album. Let's give this one a try. Let's give this one a shot. Here we go. Let's do it. Oh my God. I knew I was getting some Cherry Bomb. Yes. I knew I was getting some Cherry Bomb vibes from this album. He literally brought back the Cherry Bomb drums 10 years later. 10 years later, bringing back the fucking Cherry Bomb drums. This does feel like, I knew from the start of this stream, I was like, this feels like a bit of a redemption. You know, this does feel like Tyler going back to that specifically really nasty, really lo-fi sound where he was trying to be like his younger, more amateur self, but like on purpose, and it wasn't fully working. And now he's doing it and he's nailing it and doing it with a lot of dance grooves. And and also, is that a fucking Nuck If You Buck sample in the fucking background? Nuck If You Buck, which is a hilarious inclusion in such a beat, and juxtaposed against the smooth "I'll take care of you." Like, very nice, very nice. But again, cool full circle moment for Tyler. It's funny that this guy kind of teased toward this album, being like, don't worry, dude, it's not a big concept, okay? It's not a big concept album, okay? Don't think it's a concept album. But I mean, the guy can't help but be self-referential and work in layers, even when he's trying to simplify and stream things. Like, because doing this particular beat at this particular moment in time is just so meta. And again, he's sticking to the dance beat script really effectively. So cool stuff. Cool stuff from Mr. Creator. Nice. Nice. Okay. Tell me what it is, Closer. I mean, I don't think that track's a great track. I don't know if it's making it in my top 3, but it's like a really cool. It's a really cool second to last track, almost credits roll kind of moment. It's really kind of taking you through a dance odyssey, and a lot of samples getting thrown at you, a lot of drum loops getting thrown at you, a lot of mess getting thrown at you. But it's kind of like a cool, like it's a kaleidoscopic thing. Oh, I'm being hit with all the memories and all the vibes and all of this and all of that. It's a cool transitional moment, bringing us to the very end here. Tell me what it is. And, great on Tyler for this album being as trim as it is and sequencing it so well, because for an album this short, 10 tracks, he could have easily gotten away with just sort of like lazily slapping together a bunch of random songs that would sound exactly the same no matter what order you played them in. But this thing was definitely still like a journey, good solid transitions, tracks playing off of each other really well in terms of vibe and energy. Seems like, again, despite this not being a concept, he seemed to like really care about the flow, let's hear this last one. Tell me what it is. Boom, bam. Now this feels like a Gorillaz song. Somebody mentioned Gorillaz earlier, but like this kind of feels like something that'd be on like the first Gorillaz album off the bat.
Every night I open that door. Before I open my heart up, tell me what it is.
Until next time.
The little voice in the background as the robot voice is talking.
Take your ass home.
Take your ass home.
The glass was not tapped.
Call my mama.
Call my mama?
Thank you.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Open my heart up again. Oh, yeah.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. The time for me is nothing because I'm counting no age. Now I couldn't be there. Now you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm under each snare. Tangible. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, somebody tell Spectre to do a remix there. Get Spectre to do a remix. We need the Clint Eastwood Tyler tell me what it is remix. All right. That was good. Very good ending. Very good ending. I feel like we had an even better outro than we had an intro on there. Sick. Yeah. I mean, as somebody was kind of saying earlier, last run of tracks, I think, is especially strong. Last run of tracks is especially strong. Album finishes real strong. If he's 100% in chat, he's got to get to work in on that remix then. Although if he's not, I'm sure one of you guys will tell him to. But yeah, that was really good. That was very entertaining. I mean, for as trim and as short as the album is, it's a very gratifying listen. I didn't come away from it feeling like, oh, I kind of wish this track was longer, or I feel like I wish the album was longer, or I'm not getting enough of this or enough of that. I mean, I do wish maybe that there were more interesting bars on Stop Playing With Me, like I mentioned earlier. But if Tyler was going to keep the formula and keep the intent of this album this simple and keep the production this rough around the edges for the entirety of the project, I feel like something about this length and about this amount of layers is appropriate. I can't imagine him doing something that sounds exactly like this and dragging it out to an hour. It would be too much. Like you'd have to either, to keep the album interesting, you'd have to start branching out. And at that point, you're kind of watering down the very condensed sound and aesthetic and vibe that he's going for. So, I mean, Big Poe, I think, is a fine opener. Sugar on My Tongue was okay. Sucker Free's great. Momma Nem, okay, tension builder. And Stop Playing With Me, again, I feel like was fine as a single. Could have had some better bars, but then after that, it's a very, very solid run. It's a very solid run of tracks. But yeah, really enjoyed that. Enjoyed that quite a bit. I will get a review out for that this week at some point, not tomorrow, obviously. Still feel like, that was just my first listen. I want to listen to it more. But yeah, that was fun. Glad you guys got to listen to it with me. You're the best. The Che review is out now. There is a formal track review coming out for the, Stop Playing With Me track single release. Though, you guys kind of watched me listen to it here. I don't know if you're going to go see that too. You certainly can. That would certainly be very helpful. Thank you to all of you who subscribed, who will subscribe, who followed. And if more random Tyler, the Creator albums drop, let me know and we'll do another stream. I feel like another stream would be in order if another Tyler, the Creator album dropped out of nowhere. So I'm always here to stream with you guys when Tyler, the Creator drops an album out of the blue. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Say hi to Young Skirt for me. Say hi to that dude. I'm sure he's working on the Tyler, the Creator Gorillaz remix right now. Let him know. Cool. All right. Bye-bye.